Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this Monday edition of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day and another opportunity for us to recognize our star power at the beginning of the week and every day, before and after it. But Mondays are like such a pain in the ass. The day is Monday, the day after Sunday, and yesterday I took the day off of church. I haven't had a day off of church in a while. I stayed in bed late. I watched Red Zone with Skip. I hung around with Benny. We had dinner and lunch and breakfast, and I set out the task for the week ahead. And I got my new iPhone 17 on Saturday, and I love it. I went with blue, and so far, so great. I spent the afternoon looking at new phone covers I want to get, and I'm excited about everything that could possibly happen with it. I don't really know, you know, what might happen, but I'm totally excited about it. So we'll see what happens. The idea is that I'm ready one way or another regardless. So I don't know, I found this website called Velvet Caviar. Um it's got pretty great phone covers, and they have a lot that are more so cuter than others. So I'm kind of excited to try to get a handle on which ones I want for my phone. On the iPhone 15, I basically had like three covers, and I only switched it twice, and I just went between black and blue for the covers anyway. So I think I want to get more colors, but that the actual phone itself is blue. But I'll get to that later on in this conversation. Let's get to the mantra. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power, for you to reflect on where you've been and where you're going, for you to look in the mirror and love your reflection, even though it's Monday. Clearly, I had a crazy ass weekend, but nothing to complain about. I hope you had a great weekend too. We should start our day off, our Monday, whatever day, by saying to ourselves, yes, we can. Yes, we can do anything we put our minds to. Yes, we can go get a new iPhone 17. Yes, we can decide that maybe we don't like the Apple Watch we got last year. Yes, we can decide that we want to take on new challenges or face fears or learn how to play the violin, the cello, the clarinet, the flute, the trombone, the guitar, the piano, or sing. Yes, we can write something. Yes, we can practice acting, or yes, we can decide that we want to do something we've never done before. Whatever the situation is, whatever the moment is, every day is an opportunity for us to say to ourselves, yes, we can. And for us to do these things, right? It's an opportunity for us to face fear, for us to face moments where we might not have thought we were able to do it, and for us to do it today. Because buying a new car, or moving, or making a new friend, or starting a relationship, or finding a job you actually want to work at, or changing your hair color, or changing your favorite color, or deciding you want to read one comic book versus another, or you're ready to get that new Wii and you want to get back into it, and you want to try a new video game, deciding you want to become more social, and you want to make friends. These are great things. Deciding that you want to go to an airport and pick a random ass place to visit and travel to. That's a cool thing. Whatever the situation is, whatever the case may be, every day is an opportunity for you to say to yourself, and for us to say to ourselves, yes, we can. And why can't we? Right? My idea and your idea and our idea together should be, why can't we do these things? Should be, why aren't we doing these things? Should be, what could possibly be stopping us from doing the things we want to do? That's the idea of yes, you can. The idea of yes, you can is facing life and then accomplishing all the things that you set to accomplish. Not just not doing it, but doing it, right? If you seriously want to travel the world and you want to taste the food wherever you can, then do it. If you want to marry your best friend, then do it. If you want to wear gold jewelry instead of silver, then wear it. If you want to be a fashionista or a fashionata, what do we call guys that like fashion? A fashion broster, then do it. What is preventing you from doing the things that are important? Why can't you like these things and do them? What would be preventing or stopping anybody from saying to yourself, yes, you can? Taking it in that life is difficult and bad things happen to good people, which is unfortunate. Does that mean that we stop living because we're caught in a moment? Learning how to do something you've never done before is kind of fun, right? I took Italian when I was in college, and I did honors Italian. I did it for like 2 years, right? So I can basically speak it fluently. And when I hear people speak it fluently, I feel this sense of relief and this hunger and this thirst and this enjoyment in my mind and in my soul. And typically I don't speak it back, but sometimes I do because I can speak it fluently. And for me, it's just fun, right? The idea when I was in college is I said to myself, yes, I can take Italian. Even though I didn't know one lick of it, I still did it and I still accomplished it. So if I took Italian and I can speak it fluently, granted that was in college, why can't you do that? Why can't you decide you want to do something you've never done before? That is the idea of yes, you can. The next part of the conversation is never giving up. Now, life is difficult and bad things happen to good people, and that could leave you feeling really like just iffy about everything. Your doctor said something to you. Maybe you've had to deal with infertility like me. Maybe you just feel like you're just here and what the fuck is next, and you're just having a difficult, bad experience in time. But whatever the situation is and whatever the case may be in this moment, that doesn't mean we stop because it's uncomfortable to do it. That doesn't mean we just allow life to chew us up and spit us out. You persevere through the difficulty. You deal with the negativity. You find a way to smile when you want to cry. And you find a way to get through it, the fire, and get back to the fire being out. Because if you don't find a way to deal with the things that are happening that you don't like, then you're going to have a difficult life. The majority of the things that are going to happen to you might not be good. You might always be fighting and pushing and trying to get to the next stage. But there are moments, there are some small tokens of time where it feels like the world has stopped and time has stopped entirely, and you are happy. And that's what it all means. At some point one day, I think humanity is just going to rip itself apart into shreds, and I don't think we can do anything about that. I think at some point one day, we are going to end up like the dinosaurs, and that is inevitable. And that's my own personal thought. But when I think about doctors and nurses and EMTs and firefighters and border patrol and the ICE agents and the police officers and firefighters and the Army, the Reserve, the National Guard, the Marines, the Navy, all those and all these different offices, all these different walks of life, their sacrifice for the freedom of others so people can be free. It leads me to think I have to kind of find a way within myself to be that type of a leader too, so we can all be free together. Time sometimes feels difficult. It's not always easy seeing other people have things you want that you don't have. It's not great when the doctor gives you some news or something and you might not like what it is. You might not be where you want to be, or maybe you are. Maybe you have something, or maybe you wanted something different. It might not be what you thought, but it might be. It is so important that we recognize that we cannot give up and we need to fight. We always need to fight. That is the idea of never giving up, is that we always need to fight. Finally, we move into the stage of why not today, because procrastination and indecisiveness don't get you anywhere. Don't have excuses. Don't have any lame reason why you didn't do some shit. Do not push off tomorrow. You cannot live your life in fear. That's not living. That's pretending to live. Pretending to live is not living. Even though things might not necessarily turn out the way you want them to, if you do not organize your life, if you don't get things done, if you don't write things down, if you don't do that, then you're only setting yourself up to fail. Organization, planning 10 to 20 steps ahead is the only way you're going to succeed. Knowing you might fail and then having a preparation if that happens is the only way you're going to succeed. You cannot put off the day for tomorrow. You cannot promise yourself you're going to get things done at another point and then you're never going to do them. This is not a movie. We can't buy time, stop time, or control it. We only have what we're given. So let us live our lives while we can in the time that we're provided. Do the things that are important. Respond to the text messages. Live, love, laugh, have sex, man, or not have sex. Play the video game. Buy the book you actually wanted to read. Like, do the things that are important, because at some point you're not going to be here anymore and you're going to run out of time to hang out with your mom or your brother or your dad or your husband or your kids. You're going to run out of time. They're going to be 18 and they're going to be in fucking college, right? And then they're going to be getting married. And that time you had, that time that you needed to be with them is going to be gone. You're going to run out of time to really build a relationship when you just get married with someone. Don't spend all of it working. Actually pick out the place you want to live, right? Have plans. Don't wait off for today for tomorrow. Don't wait off to do things. Plan effectively, because at some point, one day soon, you're not going to be able to do that. That is the idea of why not today. Let us get into the tea of this Monday. Sipping the tea, sipping the tea, sipping the tea for you and me, sipping the tea. It's green tea and it's hot and we're going to drink it. No sugar. We're being brave. So, 2 topics today. First topic, rejecting broken promises. Do you like when somebody says they're going to do something for you and then they don't do it and they don't show up on time and they don't treat you the way you need to be treated? Did somebody tell you that they were going to act a certain way and they didn't do it? That sounds to me like that could possibly be a broken promise. I don't have time for that type of shit. And I don't really think anyone else does either. I think we need to come to the conclusion in our lives, regardless of your age, where we have expectations for basic things. Meaning, like, if you're not going to follow through with the things that you're saying to me, then I don't need to talk to you because I don't have time for that. And I don't know how anyone does. I'm not perfect. I don't really think anyone is. I have my fair share of great days and my fair share of shitty days where I don't really want to do anything. I've had moments where I felt like I was on top of the world and other moments where I felt like the world was on top of me and I was suffocating and I was dying. I think we've all experienced that. But I'm tired of broken promises and fake ass people. I don't want to be bothered with fake friends and people pretending like they understand me when they don't get anything I just fucking said. I'm very peculiar about a lot of things. People cannot be trusted. And you don't know who somebody really is until the time comes when they show you who they are. We need to be careful who we're friends with. We need to be careful who we allow into our circles. And we got to even be careful with our family members, right? Broken promises. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You start to recognize that others are getting one treatment and you're getting another. That's a problem. I'm not really sure why we allow ourselves to get tricked into this thing where we pretend like we have to abide by something. Like we just have to just forgive it. Is that like the religious way? Nah, I'm Catholic. I'm religious in some ways more than others, maybe. But maybe not that way. If you're going to break your promises and you're not going to follow through and you're not going to be the person you said you were going to be to somebody, then don't tell them any of that shit. And just don't be there at all. So when you're not there, people won't be surprised. You know how many times I've had one of my brothers say they were going to do something and then never follow through with it? I can't tell you how many times I didn't have a birthday celebration or something didn't go the way it was supposed to go because something happened. Now, I let the shit go and I didn't hold on to it, but I still remember it. And I do feel like things are very one-sided a lot. And I know I'm not the only one that feels like that. But when you do feel like that, then you build up this barricade, right? You build up this force surrounding yourself to protect yourself from that happening again. And when you build that up, when you build up your fences, when you build up your roof, and you build up your defenses, you're just not going to accept it anymore. I don't break promises, so I don't know why anybody else is doing that to me. And the moment I witness one speck of that shit, I'm done, I'm out, and I'm moving the fuck on. I'm a firm believer of in season or reason, but I'm also a believer in I have expectations and qualifications, and if you don't meet them, then we don't need to talk to each other. I'm good, bye. Like, moving the fuck on. The next part of the conversation, outside of the fact that broken promises suck, and so do the people that make them, the next part of the conversation is residing in dark humor. I love laughing. I love joking around. I love being the clown of the show. I love making jokes. I love dancing in humor. I like making fun of myself. I'm not scared to do that, at least not anymore. And I like having a good damn time. And I feel like dark humor is a great way to do it. I loved watching The Office, and I can't tell you how many times I've fucking seen it. There's so many different elements of, dark humor that I like and that I love. It's very entertaining for me. It's so much fun. I feel like dark humor is a one way where I'm able to laugh at things that I wouldn't necessarily be able to laugh at. And I'm able to tell jokes in a different way where most of the time people don't understand my jokes outside of my husband. He understands dark humor with me. I don't really want like some fake like fucking like Comedy Central type jokes. I'm more so into like different kind of jokes. And I think that's fun. I think laughter is necessary, and I think finding great humor is something that we should strive and want to pursue and do. Honestly, it just makes everything better. It's essential that we find dark humor and we hold on to it. And I think it's something that we can't let go. I think it's something that we have to hold tight. I personally love telling jokes and I love dark humor. I like the type of humor that's not necessarily loud, but it's funny. And I think we need to laugh more than cry. I think we need to tell jokes about ourselves and others. And we need to be having a good fucking time. And if you're not doing that, we need to find a way to do it. The moral of the story is we need to laugh more. But moving on from laughing more, let's get to the first part of this conversation on this Monday, which is our parents will die. They're going to get old and older, and they're going to get Alzheimer's, and they're going to get dementia, and they're going to die. We're going to die too. Our grandparents are going to die. Our aunts and uncles, our brothers, our sisters, but our parents are going to die. And it's difficult to think of living without your mom, right? It's difficult to think of living without your dad. These things are difficult. It's important that while we're younger, we value our parents, because at some point one day we will not have them anymore. They won't be there to call. They won't be there to text. They won't be there for us to drive to their house to see them. They'll be gone. They'll be there in spirit always. But that is different from actually being able to physically see them and touch them and hold them and love them and hug them and remember them. So it's essential, it's important, and it's necessary for us it's essential for us to recognize that they're not going to live forever. That death is real. And it comes when you least expect it. I work in a field where I have to hear a lot of things a lot of time. And I find grace with myself to deal with that. And I try to find grace with the people I'm trying to help in a moment. But it's not fun. I think that while it's sad that our parents aren't going to be here forever, I think it's also beautiful. Because as they get older, we get older. And as we get older, we have our own kids. Maybe not. Maybe we adopt. Maybe we just live our lives and we travel the world and we don't have kids. But whatever the moment is, all the things that they created end up being something that we become. And while it's sad that they're not going to be here forever, we're going to have all the moments that they were here. And we're going to remember them. The dancing in the kitchen, the learning how to cook eggs or bacon, the movie nights, the pizza nights, the fun, the arguments, the moments that mattered. We're never going to forget that. And that's so important that we don't. So let's enjoy our parents while we have them now, because we know at some point they're not going to be here. And let's pass that message on to our own kids and our own siblings so that we can enjoy the time that we have with each other's day, because we are all not promised tomorrow. So let's enjoy the time we have with each other now before there isn't any time for us to have it all. Definitely important. Next part of our conversation, be careful refusing to live. If you're living your life but you're not actually living it because you're waiting for permission to do something, that's not the answer. You shouldn't be waiting for permission to take risks and do the things you want to do. To find the job you actually like, find a relationship that's working for you, to change your lip color or your hair color, to decide you are sick of your curls and you want to go straight, to decide you're sick of your straight and you want to go curls, to decide that you really do want to move and you do really want to change your life. If you're not actually living, you're going to recognize it and feel it more than anything else. We need to have this mentality where we're willing to live relentlessly and unapologetically. And we're willing to call ourselves out when we victimize ourselves and tell ourselves that we have to chastise ourselves and live in fear. Whatever experience you had when you were younger and you were growing up, maybe you had bad educators like I did. Maybe you had bad people that gave bad advice and wanted you to be something that you never were. Maybe that's not the situation. Maybe everybody in your life was great. Maybe you just automatically succeeded. But maybe you did have a little here or there pop up along the way. Whatever the situation is, I do think that my past has led to my future. I do think that my experiences gave me the strength and the passion and the awareness of my future. I do think that my past helped create who I've become to live now. And I'm grateful for all my lessons and everything that I had to experience to be who I am today. And I'm not going to be sad about that or angry. I'm going to be grateful for it. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm not going to be silent. I'm not going to be scared. And I'm not going to be upset. I'm going to live and love and be happy. I'm going to follow my dreams. And I'm not going to wait till tomorrow to do the things I actually want to do. And if anybody is doing that, then they're not living. Buy the sneakers you want. Buy that bag you like. Talk to the person that makes you happy. And if Netflix and chill is your vibe, then do the fucking Netflix and chill you want. Whatever it is, whatever the moment is. If you like going in Goodwill and you like the grocery store on Thursdays nights at 7 o'clock versus Sunday morning at 10, do the things that make you happy. And don't say sorry about one damn thing. Moving on from the fact that we are living and we're refusing anything outside of that. The devil pretends he has wings, so be careful how many times you pretend like the person telling you they're the devil is a bird. The devil likes to pretend he's not the devil. He's not Lucifer. He's not trying to take your soul and everything that makes you who you are. That's the devil. And you really got to ask yourself, why would the devil continuously be attacking you? You got to ask yourself, what is he chasing? Does he really need to get to a point where he really has to make you think all the bad things about yourself to succeed in his moment? Yes, that is how the devil works. He thrives off fear. He thrives off negativity and the disbelief in oneself. That is how he gains his power. That's how he tricks you into giving him your soul, because you believe you can save something and you can fix something that you have no control over to do. You're unwilling to admit it. That's why all those stories happened in the Bible. I'm not sure if you've read the Bible. I did Bible in a year with my mom. I did Bible in a year at church. I'm reading Bible in a year with Father Mike Smith right now through the Halo app. And I'm on day like 100 or something. And I'm not scared to admit that I think Lucifer is real. And I'm also not scared to admit that I think hell does exist. I am strong enough to tell you on this podcast, in your face or anywhere in the world and your galaxy, that the devil isn't ready for me. Because I'm not scared of him. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anyone or anything. Nothing scares me. I'm actually fearless. See, I've met death in its face. I've experienced the worst shit you could ever imagine in your life. When you think of the worst thing you could ever imagine, I lived through it. When you think of the worst thing you could ever experience, I've experienced it. It reminds me of Constantine. In some ways, I kind of feel like I could probably be his sister. I'm not scared of the devil. I watched it over the weekend, and we watched Welcome to Derry last night, which was very creepy as fuck. And watching it, I came to the conclusion, and I kept saying it out loud when we were watching the second one on Saturday night. The one thing that defeats evil is strength and belief in yourself. So when I think about the devil pretending he has wings, I think we know that's not a bird. We know that that's Lucifer, and it's not working. Moving on past the devil and his wings. Glitches aren't the story, or glitches aren't the story. The story's pretty simple. It's pretty, basic, and it doesn't require a bunch of nonsense. If there is a glitch, we learn to deal with it and move on from it. We don't let that, hibernate and control our lives. The Gov took the dream, because there is no more dream now. They took the dream and they're dreaming it for themselves. Diamond ice, what the hell is that? Something I want, clearly. Hello. Moving on from the diamond ice that I'll never get to see. Is It Cake Halloween edition was fire. It was like 4 episodes. Why was there only 4? I don't know. Scary movies till the end of Halloween, meaning at the end of this week. I've been watching them all month and I love it. Can Raw keep it together? Absolutely not. Wrestling, football, and all apps. Except I'm not watching WWE on ESPN because I'm not paying them ridiculous amounts to see these shitty fucking shows that should not cost all that money. That last fight that they had that they were trying to charge fucking $50 for, eat shit. I'm not spending that money on that. Pass, bro. The Woman in the Cabin sounds pretty scared. I was watching fucking Pet Sematary original earlier and I still got to finish that. We'll see what happens. Moving on from that to food. Taco Bell points. I don't know. We have so many Taco Bell points at this point. We get free shit all the time. I think we're at like some supreme number. And I absolutely love it. We do love Taco Bell. Considering HelloFresh, maybe not. Simple lunches. I mean, I was doing the meal prep, but then like, I don't know if I want to spend like $100 every week on meal preps, but maybe. What we eat is what we are. So be careful what you eat. Don't eat Beyond Meat though, because that's not actually meat. It's a bunch of preservatives and a bunch of bullshit that they're lying about. Javvy protein. I mean, I do like Javvy. I think it's a great alternative to have as a concentrate, but there's like a million other options too. But if you want to like seriously save, I say it's not a bad option. Spinach and feta chicken burger sounds fire, and I kind of want to make one right now. My friends, thank you for tuning in to this Monday edition of Born to Be a Star. Please don't forget you're a star wherever you are. And happy Halloween from me to you. I got my nails done for Nightmare on Elm Street. Never Sleep Again. And I absolutely love them. They're fun. And I love Halloween. And I kind of just want to do Halloween 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I actually do think I love Halloween more than anything else. And I really love Christmas. And the idea that I'm saying that means I do think I like scary. Brothers and sisters, you, me, us, they, and them. Not only are we going to take over the United States of America by making it a better place to live in, but we're also going to fix the world around it. Even though Canada sucks and they continue to pretend like they're not the state of the United States of America, but they are. I'm sorry. I got to end this podcast by telling you the truth about Canada. They don't fund themselves, and the idea that the United States of America has to pretend like we need anything from them is bizarre. They're a bad fez, a bad hat, and we don't need a fucking thing from them. And I'm not trying to make this political right now. I'm telling you the facts. They are an embarrassment, and that is it. Moving the fuck on from that. We're going to change everything because we are the leaders of today and tomorrow, and we are the voices of the people. I know that you are the light in the darkness, and I know that you know that I'm the light in the darkness beside you. We are going to light up the entire universe together, and they can't turn us off because there is no off button and there is no light switch for real star power. Please don't forget that you are a star wherever you are. I'll see you all same place, same time tomorrow on Tuesday's edition of Born to Be a Star. Don't forget you're a star wherever you are. Hello, good night, good morning, and goodbye. Toodles. See you tomorrow.